based on Friday?
Absolutely no doubt. But if we play like we can, Switzerland will crumble. Switzerland's a good team, but they're not Germany. So if we play well like we know we can get a result. Even a draw, we'll beat the Hungarians last game and we're through.
Scots fans, Scotland make it to the knockouts, but England win the whole thing.
No thanks. No thanks.
So you'd rather go out in the group stage in order for England not to win?
Yes, correct.
That's why we've got bad karma, guys. We need to change our approach.
No, not a chance.
I think we can definitely get a result. Hopefully we take a draw, and then in the last game it's all play for.
Oh, that would be good. Prediction?
Oh, flower of Scotland, when will we see your likes again?
Oh my goodness, the spirits are high. You wouldn't have known what happened on Friday here in Cologne today. Like we say, it could be 6 points in the next 2 games for Scotland. A lot of the fans feeling confident here. And the motto, whilst we travel round Germany, is...
No Scotland, no party! No Scotland, no party! No Scotland, no party! No Scotland, no party!
I think you get the message, Natalie. Thank you very much.
Loud and clear, we do have that message. Oh, she's gone. She's left us, has Shabana Hearn. She's lost with the fans who are in high spirits then ahead of this game against Switzerland that you'll be able to hear live on TalkSport. The pressure seemingly got to some in the Scotland camp. Both the manager and the captain Andy Robertson have spoken about maybe some players having that fear when they went into that opening game, but they'll have to eradicate that and get points on the board quickly if they are to make history and advance out of the group stage of the Euros for the very first time. OK, we will continue and have plenty of build-up to that game in Cologne between Scotland and Switzerland, as we will in our game coming up at 5 o'clock, kicking off in Stuttgart. It's Germany against Hungary. But before that, Liverpool's new boss, Arne has spoken to Liverpool FC TV for the first time since he was appointed as Jurgen Klopp's successor back in May. He has explained how he already feels at home in the city.
I think that I've already said that there are a few similarities between Feyenoord and Liverpool. It's both our cities alongside the river, so people work in the docks. Docks is, I think, the English word for it. Yeah, it's hard working class fans that appreciate seeing the team, and I think these clubs, these clubs like Feyenoord and Liverpool, from what I saw from it, it just means a bit more if the team does well than at some other places around the world. And this is what I felt at Feyenoord, and I'm expecting to feel the same here at Anfield as well.
All right, that's just a little snippet then of what Arne Slot had to say on the day he is now being, ingratiated, or I should say, kind of getting used to life in Liverpool and in Anfield in particular. Let's speak once again to Darren Bent, who's part of our commentary team for this game in Stuttgart. And just talking about Liverpool, Darren, we had the long goodbye with Jurgen Klopp, so it now feels it's time to move on. We're talking about this new era with Arne Slot. What do you think is a minimum that's going to be required from him this season?
Do you know what? I think top 4. He spoke about Feyenoord there in Liverpool, and let's be honest, they're in different stratospheres. Compared to the size of club, Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Like, their history is crazy. I think with him coming into this job, it's a big job. What will give him a hand and will give him help, I think, is the fact at the minute they don't seem to have lost any of their big players. Now that is, for him, that's fantastic. If he goes into that dressing room first day and he's still got the likes of Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Alisson the goalkeeper, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who've got contract situations coming up, if you've got all them still there, then I think top 4 has got to be a minimum for sure, because there should be no drop-off. Yes, the players are going to have to get used to his new methods, his new style, after having Jurgen Klopp for the best part of 9 years. But having good players always gives you that hand, that helping hand, and having all of those players still available for you, I think top 4 for a minimum.
Well, the Premier League fixtures even came out yesterday, didn't it? And we know that Liverpool's opening game is at Ipswich. It'll be
well, they're never going to get beat there. We know they're going to get beat there.
Oh, look at the mind games already beginning with Darren Bent, former Ipswich striker there. Yes, indeed, that one is a 12:30 kickoff, so we look forward to that one when that one kicks off. Darren, for now, thank you very much. We'll have more from Darren as we continue to build up to our game in Stuttgart. You can hear the atmosphere building. You can hear the fans already getting involved in this one. They are up for it, both Germany and Hungary. We will bring you live commentary of that game from 5 o'clock. This is Euro Game Day Live.
Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Save big with the $4.99 King Box. It's the ultimate match day lineup, featuring a barbecue double melt burger, chili cheese bites, fries, and a drink.
Here she is, the 3-time world champion. What has she got in store for us today? Things are starting to heat up. Here she goes. Triple builders, double stir. I don't believe it. And a chocolate digestive to finish it off. A thing of beauty. You have to say, the judges are going to love this one.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach, book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £20 on packs of beer like Peroni. Then there's party wear from £1, the midfield trio of bunting, face paint and flags.
And don't forget the dependable 2 for £7 on Coke 8-packs could be the difference maker. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda with beer and decorations on offer until the 14th of July. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Beer packs 10 times 330ml each, not available in Scotland. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. May exclude Express and small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
Create your avatar. Pwn your first nude. Enjoy your newfound power. Climb the leaderboard. Dominate the leaderboard. Listen to people scream your gamer tag. Kirsty_26. 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 For less.
Selected IKEA gaming setups are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Game over. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
24 Mannschaften, 10 Austragungsorte, 51 Spiele.
Would you believe it?
UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
On TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
TalkSport News.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live with me, Natalie Sawyer, Darren Bent and Ian Danto as we bring you live commentary of Germany versus Hungary. Kickoff for that one is just under half an hour away. Ahead of that, we'll take a closer look at the role of Arsenal's Kai Havertz in this Germany side. But first, though, time for your latest news headlines with Emma Cohen.
Good afternoon, and some breaking news this hour. A baby girl's died after being bitten by a dog at her home in Coventry. The dog's been put down and it isn't being classed as having belonged to a dangerous breed. Separately, a Talk Investigations found Britain's dogs are becoming more vicious.
We have a very, very clear pathway out of this, and it involves a programme where it's education, licence and consequence.
John Allison's the director of canine training. Exclusive figures show more than 3 dangerous dogs were destroyed every day last year. Orange powder has been thrown over Stonehenge. 2 people have been arrested. Thousands are expected to celebrate the summer solstice there tomorrow. The mum of a British teenager who's gone missing in Tenerife has flown out there to help search for him. Debbie Duncan says it doesn't feel real. Her son Jay Slater hasn't been seen since Monday. And more than 800 migrants arrived in the UK yesterday after crossing the Channel. That's a new record for this year so far.
Talk Sport.
Steve Clarke says he's expecting a difficult night as Scotland take on Switzerland with their last 16 hopes hanging by a thread. And Albania have rescued a point in Group B, scoring an injury time equaliser to make it 2-2 against Croatia. Germany beat Hungary kicks off at 5 here on Talk Sport.
I say, this summer vote for Talk Sport, your official general election and football station.
Full live commentary of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany throughout the tournament.
They're off and running! Plus, almost full commentary at general election started already. Talk Sport is first between the posts every day.
He's got it!
We've got the polls.
And the goals.
What a strike! We've got the landslides.
And the knee slides.
How about that? It's balls, ballots and Berlin on your Football 2024 election station.
Oh, that's top European quality!
Order!
Talk Sport.
You are tuning in to Euro Game Day Live with me, Natalie Sawyer, and Darren Bent, as well as Ian Danter, as we bring you live commentary of Germany versus Hungary. Our kickoff is just under half an hour away in Stuttgart, and one of Germany's most important players in this tournament will be their number 9, a certain Kai Havertz.
And here goes Kai Havertz to give Germany a 3-0 lead, and he does!
He's really stepped up. His vision is magnificent. It's a little bit like Dennis Bergkamp.
Into the area, it's top time! Kai Havertz is there!
His style, it's so languid. It looks effortless. It looks like he's not bothered, which of course is not remotely true.
How long have I told you? He's a player. Very, very intelligent, very clever.
He's a hell of a player, you know, and everybody knows that. And of course he was a little bit of they put a lot of pressure on him, but he's delivered.
Well, you just heard the Brentford and Spain goalkeeper David Raya, Rangers legend Ali McCoist, and Arsenal invincible Ray Parlour, as well as Jeff Shreves, talking about just how impressed they have been with Kai Havertz. So let's link up once again with Darren Bent, the former England striker, and Ian Danter, our commentator for this game in Stuttgart, just to see their progress, what they've made of Kai Havertz. And Darren, I know you're no stranger to mentioning your Arsenal allegiances at times. What have you made of Kai Havertz in an Arsenal shirt and the sort of, well, the season that he's had?
Well, do you know what, now, when Arsenal signed him for what they did, 60-odd million, I was one of those scratching my head and I couldn't understand it. Had a poor season at Chelsea. But one thing that I always found surprising was that every manager that's worked with him, they always seem to play him. So I was thinking, well, maybe Arteta's seen something that maybe we haven't. And to be fair, he started off the season really slow. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans would agree with that and say they weren't sure still what his strengths were. Towards the middle and the back end of the season, he was outstanding. I mean, he does a role that maybe people didn't want to, winning the flick-ons, getting hold of the ball, his vision, his touch. He was scoring goals. He was getting more composed in front of goal as well. And I just think that he really grew into that role as a false nine. Like, in terms of Gabriel Jesus got himself fit and Eddie Nketiah was fit, but I would have still rathered Kai Havertz up front because he was bringing something different, something better to the team. So fair play. And even Julian Nagelsmann here now, they've got Fulkrug on the bench who's been scoring goals for Dortmund, came on and scored again. He can't get in front of him as well, and he's a natural centre forward. So I think Kai Havertz is only going to get better, not only for Germany but for Arsenal as well.
What is it, the song that they sing about him at the Arsenal, 60 million down the drain, Kai Havertz scores again? It's very catchy, and we've heard it a fair bit this season as well. But you're right to pick out some of the traits of him. I mean, he is one that likes to find that space, to create the openings sometimes as well, by dropping in, receiving those passes, making that turn to then play in teammates if needed, but also does have that ability to go in behind if needed as well, to sort of steal a march on defenders.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he scored a great goal against Chelsea. I think it was his first one, where someone rolled in behind, and I didn't realise he was that quick, and he burnt away from him. Composed finish. It was a really good finish. And as you said there, yeah, he drops into really clever pockets, brings his teammates in. But there's a couple of things about him that I didn't realise he had. He's a little bit nastier than people think. I think when you've got technicians like him, people might think if we give him a little bit of a hard time, he might crumble a little bit. No, he'll give it back to you. So that was one element that surprised me. But also in the air. When Arsenal putting crosses in and getting a little bit more direct, he is unbelievable in the air. Not only going for goal, but knocking it down for his teammates as well. So he's becoming for Arsenal a really well-rounded centre forward.
Yeah, there's an intelligence to him as a player, isn't there, Ian?
And the intelligence is, when you play as a false nine, what can sometimes happen is that you drop off deep and you get in the way of teammates. You actually move into spaces that don't help the players around you. So I think that's one of the things that Havertz has brought to the role, that he's intelligent enough to know where to go, Darren. Yeah. So he's not going to get in the way of a Trossard or an Odegaard for his club, or indeed for his country. You look at that midfield there, Gundogan, who's just behind him, or whether it's Musiala or Wirtz. You've got to know when to drop, and you've also got to have that understanding that I need to lead the line at this point.
Yeah.
It's also that confusion, I suppose, he brings to defenders who won't know whether to track him or not. With that movement that he does have, that he possesses, it can cause confusions for defenders, I suppose.
Yeah, it does, because again, the intelligence to drop into pockets, but also defenders. I know what defenders are like. At times, if they sense the player they're up against is a little bit soft, they will do all they can to put him off. But the fact that he's a little bit nasty, he's strong, he puts his body on the line, he's brave, at times defenders are a little bit like, well, I want to go in there with him, but I don't really want to, because he's got the technique and the quality and the vision to be able to turn and roll someone in with good quality. And again, playing him up front, certainly for Arsenal, because I've watched him a lot more than I've watched Germany, but watching him play for Arsenal, I think at times Gabriel Jesus, who's really good on the ball, was taking up Odegaard's space, maybe taking up Declan Rice's space, and it was irritating them a little bit. With Kai Havertz, these guys know exactly where he's going to be on the pitch, and I think that's why the balance between himself, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, I think it just works better with Kai Havertz in the team.
Yeah, just 25 years of age as well. You imagine he's only going to get better. He's only going to continue to learn in this new false number 9 role that he's been given. But he also does feel as though sometimes he's given a bit more freedom to do what he wants to get the best out of him.
And that's the thing. I do think the manager, Mikel Arteta, because he's the one who almost, when everyone was questioning the decision to bring him to the football club, Mikel Arteta was the one who went, no, trust me, he will come good. And I think it took him a little bit of time to figure out where to play him. He tried him in that kind of Xhaka role. That wasn't quite working for him, and he thought, you know what, let me play him up front for Arsenal. Chelsea fans were saying he wasn't good enough to play centre forward. Let me play him up there, and if we get the right system around him, it can work. And it hasn't. That he's won big trophies. He's scored in the Champions League final. He's led the line for Arsenal all at 25 years old. I think in the same system, because Arsenal are only going to get better next season, you keep him in that same system and add better players around him as well, he will get better and better.
And Ian, quite remarkably, Nagelsmann's played him at left back once before as well, hasn't he, in this German team?
Correct, he has. But then, England have played Bukayo Saka as a left back. So, Nagelsmann's not alone in making those slightly strange decisions. But 4 goals in his last 7 caps, so it is about more than just dropping deep. He has the knack of scoring goals. All right, last time out it was a penalty, but you still got to score them. It was last year that he was used at left back. But you look at his Arsenal season, just gone 13 goals, 7 assists in the Premier League. That's not a goal return of a player that's not doing his fair share, despite having a very different role to play than, say, a Füllkrug would play if he was up front for Germany.
Well, I was going to quickly just ask about that, Ian, the difference between the two then. What does Füllkrug bring to the German team that Havertz might not?
Well, he's fearsome. And that goal he scored, I think the ball's still heading for the International Space Station as after it burst through the net. It was a fantastic hit to put them in front. So, he was in the second division of the Bundesliga with Werder Bremen only 3 years ago. It's been a real ascent for Niklas Füllkrug. I think he's been given his opportunity. Borussia Dortmund, he's not let them down. 7 in his first 7 caps. This is his 18th cap tonight. His goal return has dropped off just a little. But it's that thing. Darren and I saw Wout Weghorst come on for the Dutch and win the game against Poland. And yet Ronald Koeman I would be amazed if he starts Weghorst in their next game. And I think there's a similar... No matter what Füllkrug does, unless he scores hat-tricks coming off the bench, then Nagelsmann is more likely than not to persist with Havertz as his first choice. Füllkrug's just got to deal with that, I guess. And the only way you deal with that positively is scoring more.
Yeah, well, and remain a team player at the end of the day. That's what it's all about with these 26-man squads that we're seeing in Germany for these Euros. OK, Ian and Darren, for now, thank you very much. Let's take a look at the latest odds ahead of today's action with William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Well, joining us now, it's William Hill ambassador Alex Dunn. How are you, Alex?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. Very intrigued about this game in Stuttgart, mainly because in the last 3 games, Hungary have gone unbeaten against Germany. And although Germany put 5 past Scotland in their opening game, I'm sure they'll be a little bit wary of what Hungary can do. What are the odds then looking like for this game?
Germany are pretty short price favourites. They are 4-1 on. The draw is 24-5. Hungary are 12-1, which... Wow. As you mentioned, given their record against Germany, might just be a little bit of value. It's one of those games, could I see an upset? I could. Germany are most likely to win, but Hungary will pose them problems, that is for sure. And we've got a flash odds offer right now. I know that you were talking about Kai Havertz there. Havertz to score at any time should be 5-4. We're giving you 2-1 right now, up to £20 at 2s. Havertz to score at any time, which for me is a really good bet because I think we'll see loads of goals in the game.
Very tempting indeed. What about the bet builder markets? Anything to keep an eye on?
Yeah, I've put one together. Like I say, from the outright point of view, I've sort of steered away from that and just gone for, well, entertainment, really. So over 3.5 goals in the match, Havertz to score at any time, and over 8.5 corners. That is, well, it should be 4-1, but you can add your 25% bet boost, and you get a 5-1 shot there for what should give you a decent run for your money in a game that I'm hoping will be thoroughly entertaining.
Indeed. Alex, thank you very much. That was Alex Dunn, and that was a look at the latest odds thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 and over. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
OK, what is it, about 15 minutes away from kick-off as Germany look to pick up their second win of this European Championships that will take them to the brink of qualifying for the last 16. Hungary, though, well, after their opening defeat, know they need to pick up points in their final 2 games to have a chance of reaching the knockout stages. Kick-off is fast approaching then. This is Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs. Then there's pizza price drops, including the talented spicy chicken fajita flavour and classic 4 cheese deep dish, worth £3 each, now £2 each.
And don't forget the dependable garlic flatbread was £1.80, now £1.50. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda this summer. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. Pizzas and flatbread end 17th of July. May exclude express in small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach, book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the
beach. This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
It's the event we've all been waiting for. The 30-metre vacuum is on. He's really ramping up the power. Straight around the first corner, overtaking Pepper. Oh no! He's hit a hurdle. It must be a coin. Great recovery. And now he's on the home straight. This could be a personal best. And he's done it. Incredible scenes. He really has cleaned up.
British Gas. Powering home fans during this summer of sport.
Roll out of bed. Put the kettle on. Get into serious altercation with your 3-year-old. Try logical reasoning. Fail. Become the voice of Mr. Snuggles. Negotiate your way out of a tantrum and become the greatest parent of all time. For less.
Selected IKEA soft toys are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Euro Game Day live on TalkSport with Burger King, official providers of foodfillment. That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Order your Burger King delivery now.
TalkSport traffic.
In Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked after a breakdown between junction 16 for Stoke-on-Trent and the Kiel services turn off. In Cambridgeshire, the M11 southbound is partly blocked after a collision between junction 11 for the A10 and junction 10 for Duxford and the A505. And in Bedfordshire, long queues on the M1 northbound after a breakdown earlier in the roadworks area near junction 10, the turn-off for Luton Airport. I'm Adam Moore.
TalkSport.
Bigger, better, bolder.
Zieh rüber!
Licensed broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day live
on TalkSport.
You are listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport as we bring you live commentary of Germany versus Hungary with me, Natalie Sawyer, Darren Bent and also Ian Danter, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Just quickly for you, Chelsea are interested in signing RB Leipzig and Belgium's striker Lois Openda. That according to reports. And a reminder that tomorrow in White and Jordan, Manchester United's treble-winning goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel will join the boys ahead of England versus Denmark, and also former West Ham gaffer David Moyes will be alongside them to react to Scotland versus Switzerland. That's coming up tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff. That is live with us on TalkSport. We are moments away from the two teams, though, walking out onto the pitch at Stuttgart. So let's rejoin Darren Bent and Ian Danter as we await the two teams coming out. I've been seeing drums, Hungarian fans decked out in the colours of their flag, the red, white and green. They are in great voice as well. Likewise, the German fans. I mean, I've seen some wearing umbrella hats, particularly apt, I imagine, because some of the awful weather that's been taking place in Germany. The rain has been pouring down, but it certainly looks nice in Stuttgart right now. In terms of the threats, Ian, if I come to you first, what Hungary possess, what do you think Julian Nagelsmann will have been working on with his Germany side to counter this Hungarian team?
Well, styles make fights, so you've got a 4-2-3-1 against a 3-4-3. So that midfield pairing of Adam Naj of Bristol City and Andras Schaefer are going to have to dominate Robert Andrich and Toni Kroos. I think if Hungary are going to have any chance of getting through this game, and of course everything good about Hungary tends to go through Dominik Szoboszlai. So, you know, Varga's got a very, very good goal scoring record, 7 in 9 starts for his country, and he did score against the Swiss. So they need to be careful of him, but Germany got such great height at the back with Rudiger and Tah as your centre-halves. Mittelstädt isn't exactly small as the left-back, and this is his home stadium. He should be up for today. Max Mittelstädt playing as a Stuttgart player here in the Stuttgart arena. But I think those are the areas that Hungary can try and profit from, but Kroos was just sensational against Scotland, wasn't he? His pass completion rate was record-breaking. It was just a joy to behold.
Yeah, misplaced one of his 102 passes in midfield in that Scotland game.
We've all done it.
Oh, I know, it's natural.
Nat, that's simply not good enough.
But I mean, obviously he's calling time on his career shortly. I mean, what a career it's been, and what a player. We talked about that experience that he brings to this team. He is just a natural leader within that side.
Yeah, I'm gutted that he's calling it a day, because he's been fantastic for so long. And when he looks at some of his teammates, the likes of Luka Modric, who's still going, do you know what I mean? We've got Cristiano Ronaldo, he's getting up there in age, these guys are still going. After his performance against Scotland, I've got no doubts whatsoever that he can go on and on and on, but clearly he feels he's got nothing more to give, and they will be missed, because as I said, that performance against Scotland and what we've witnessed this last 15 years, he has been one of the best midfield players of this generation, and he will be sorely missed by not only Germany but Real Madrid fans and Bayern Munich fans, of course.
Well, the future still looks a little bit bright for Germany when you consider Musiala, Havertz and Arne, Havertz as well in that team. The teams are making their way out now from the tunnel, so we will hand you over to your commentary team to bring you the national anthems and full coverage of Germany against Hungary. It's Darren Bent and Ian Danter.
Thank you very much, Natalie, and a very good afternoon to you wherever and however you've got TalkSport on. What a fiesta of colour we've got here inside the Stuttgart Arena. To my left, the red, yellow and black flags are being flown by the German fans. To my right, the red, white and green flags of Hungary in the Untertürkheimer curve. Fantastic colour. We're about to have the national anthem, so we will start with the national anthem of the Hungarians. To a man, arms across their chest on top of their hearts, and all the flags to our right stayed still amongst the Hungarian fans as they sang as loud and proud as they could for their country. Now they're waving them furiously as attention switches to the hosts and the German national anthem as they link arms in front of us. Terrific noise inside the Stuttgart Arena. The pre-match pleasantries almost done, and our second commentary of the day, live from Germany, here at the Stuttgart Arena, about to get underway on TalkSport after that dramatic 2-2 draw between Croatia and Albania. So any doubts German fans had about Die Mannschaft going into these championships as host? Well, they appear to have been swept away by that record-breaking win over Scotland on opening night. A win here tonight at the home of this season's Bundesliga runners-up would see the Germans pretty much through already, but opponents Hungary will not be in charitable mood, having slipped to a 3-1 defeat to Switzerland in their opener. The Magyars had only lost one of 16 internationals prior to the Euros, and they are unbeaten in 3 against their opponents tonight, but they do need to start better than they did last time out in Cologne. Julian Nagelsmann had a good blend of youth and experience in his Germany starting 11 against the Scots. He sees no reason to change it, so he has not. Manuel Neuer equals Gianluigi Buffon's Euros appearance record tonight with his 17th appearance at these championships. He's in goal. The front of him a back four of Josh Kimmich, Antonio Rudiger, Jonathan Tah and Maximilian Mittelstädt. Robert Andrich and Toni Kroos are the holding midfielders. Jamal Musiala, Ilkay Gundogan and Florian Wirtz are the 3 in behind Kai Havertz up front, and a full complement of players on the bench. Marco Rossi will have at least been encouraged by Hungary's second half performance against the Swiss, if not the first. He makes 2 changes tonight. Out of the side go Lang and Shalai, in come Bolla and Dardai. It's still a 3-4-3 formation, but a bit of a switcheroo. We'll see Bolla go to right wing back and Fiola, who played in that position, switch to centre half. So it's Petr Galacsi in goal. The back 3 is Attila Fiola, Willi Orban and Marton Dardai. Then Bendiguz, Bolla, Adam Naj, once of Bristol City, Andras Schaefer and Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez in midfield. Dominik Szoboszlai of Liverpool and Roland Shalai in behind Barnabas Varga in attack for the Hungarians. Germany in their change strip of shirts that grade from pink into dark blue, and they'll be getting underway, kicking from left to right as we look towards the Unter-Turkheimer curve away to our right, which is where the Hungarian fans are. Hungary for their part in all white with bits of green and red trim. Havertz and Gundogan, the German captain, standing together on the halfway line, and we await the countdown to kick off on the big screen either side of us in this arena that holds 51,000. They put seats in the Cannstatter curve away to our left, which is normally all standing for Stuttgart supporters. And with the countdown done, we are underway in Stuttgart on TalkSport as the hosts look to make it 2 from 2. But Hungary have a decent recent record against Die Mannschaft. Ball in the area, Kimmich loses out and it drops at the edge of the area, and it might break on the left hand side for Kerkez, but panic in the German defences. Josh Kimmich underhit a back pass to Neuer, and it was very nearly Roland Shalai who slid in to knock it past the keeper, but they got away with it, Germany, Darren Bent.
Yeah, they did, and that was Germany trying to be too clever from kickoff. I think Gundogan and Jamal Musiala, they tried to do something, they got caught. Szoboszlai, he read the situation, and they were on the German back four, and to be fair, if it wasn't for the pass that maybe was a little bit overhit, he would have had a clear chance at goal. But Manuel Neuer doing what he's done spectacularly well throughout his career, coming off, shutting out the space, and the opportunity's gone. Havertz drifting down the right hand side as Germany come forward for the first time this evening. Gets to the right-hand corner of the box and then drifts away from the penalty area towards the middle of the half. Back it goes to Jonathan Tah, Bundesliga winner with Bayer Leverkusen this season. What a year he's had. Really had to wait his chance to build up his caps ratio, winning his 27th cap tonight for Germany. Rudiger knocks it back to Tah on halfway. Everything ahead of him, everybody behind the ball for Hungary, including Varga. It's picked up on the left-hand side by Florian Wirtz. Now back to halfway, and Maximilian Mittelstädt. The ball across to Rudiger, just inside the Hungary half now. Being very patient, Germany, in these opening stages. Gundogan drifts into the inside right channel, receives the pass and then just lays it off to Rudiger. Gundogan has it again and elects to go just slightly further back to Jamal Musiala, former England under-21, but now winning his 32nd cap for Germany. Tah again finds Gundogan, again inside right position, midway point of the Hungarian half, comes into the centre of the half now, once again lays it off to Tah, and then Toni Kroos turns it round the corner to Mittelstädt, and Hungary forcing Germany back
into their own half, Darren Bent, 0-0.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be patient, Germany. I mean, Hungary setting up that 3-4-3 formation.
Ball into the edge of the area. Havertz tries to turn away from his opponent, but Adam Nagy is there on the scene to win the ball back, and then Attila Fiola drifts out to the right-hand side, hits it against the German player and gets himself a throw-in. 2.5 gone on TalkSport, it's 0-0.
Yeah, I think Hungary with the 4-3-3 formation, the 3-4-3 formation, I think when in possession, I think that will be their formation, but out of possession it's almost like a back five, just causing Germany problems, blocking the pockets, not letting anyone run between them, no space between the lines. But I fully expect Germany in that 4-2-3-1 formation to be able to at some point break that down, but they're going to have to be patient.
I don't know whether our stats guy is trolling us, but he's just sent a message through James with our in-house stat service. Germany have already faced more shots on target than they did against Scotland.
Yeah, he's definitely trolling. Definitely trolling.
Scotland, Switzerland later in Cologne, live on TalkSport straight after this game. But here come Hungary again, down the left-hand side. It was an attempt to send the ball into the area from Andras Schäfer, but Germany coming away with the ball over the halfway. Musiala tucks it in field looking for Havertz, but it goes behind Havertz, and a clearance down the field by Fiola will bounce once and through to Neuer. 0-0, 3 gone.
Yeah, a little bit lacklustre there from Jamal Musiala, because it was Joshua Kimmich who wins the ball back, and he rolls a nice intelligent ball down the line to Musiala, and he tries to feed Kai Havertz to bounce it off him, but it's a really lacklustre pass, and he passes it behind him, and the opportunity's gone. But if Germany want to break down this Hungarian back line, they're going to have to play quickly.
Here is Shalai in the centre circle for Hungary, but plenty of German search around him, and Musiala is one of those that takes the ball off him. Germany have it back. Hungary won the last time they were in Germany. A 1-0 win in the Nations League a couple of years ago. Here's Havertz into the right-hand corner of the area for Germany. Gets the ball onto his left foot. The shot is on target, but very weak. And a comfortable save for Petr Galaci, 0-0.
Really good movement there from Kai Havertz. He looked at Joshua Kimmich. They caught eye contact on this right-hand side. He went to go short and just span him behind the fullback. And the fullback had no pace to kind of keep up with him. And he done well. I like seeing Kai Havertz do that. He faced up the defender. He took it one extra touch inside and hit the shot and just didn't get enough on it. But it was a really good opportunity. Good movement.
Galaci about to smack the ball downfield. The accepted number one had a serious ACL injury a couple of years ago, which meant he missed all the qualifiers, Petr Galaci, but Marco Rossi sees him as the number one goalkeeper. He takes the goal kick downfield. It comes off the head of a German midfielder. It was Andrich that flicked it out of play. He's one of 2 German players on a yellow card, along with Jonathan Tah. Bendegus Boller came on as a sub against the Swiss, and he picked up the only yellow that Hungary have got so far from those out in the starting lineup. Throw coming in from the left-hand side from Martin Dardai, looking for Barnabas Varga, and he's won a corner. He forced Andrich to turn it behind, so Hungary have a corner away to our left. It's 0-0 on TalkSport.
Yeah, really good play there from Varga. He jumped up, he knew he couldn't win the ball, but he just put enough pressure on Tony Rudiger to be able to, he couldn't get a clear header on it, and he ends up heading it out for a corner. But good play from Varga, and he's going to have to do that. At times the service into him might not be great. He's going to have to use his physicality, his body, try and back into the centre half, just make it uncomfortable for him.
Dominic Szoboszlai of Liverpool will have the corner, and the 3 giant centre halves for Hungary have all stationed themselves beyond the back post. And Szoboszlai prepares to deliver, right-footed in-swinger, clips it into the near post. It's cleared away, and it's picked up by Shalai, lays it off to Szoboszlai, teases it back into the box, might drift to the right-hand side of the box to be driven towards goal and just over the bar. The shot came in from Boller, and a vital touch from Andrich turned it behind for another corner to Hungary, 0-0.
Yeah, good play again to Szoboszlai. The first pass wasn't the best cross, but the second one he put it into a really good area, and I thought Germany dealt with it quite well, but it bounced to the back stick and it was a clear shot on goal. But it was good defending there, put his body on the line from Andrich with the old-fashioned defending with his arms behind his back, not to give a penalty away, and managed to get something on it, and it goes out for a corner.
Hasn't scored for Hungary, Bendegus Boller, but he forced a corner there, and that was on target. Szoboszlai to take it from the right-hand side, so an outswinger to come now from the Hungarian number 10 into the near post, headed out by Tah. Nobody up on halfway for Germany, so Hungary can retrieve possession and send the ball back to their keeper Galaci, who's midway inside his own half. Looks up, he can go right or left here, and elects to go diagonally out to the left-hand side, looking for Varga. Tries to help it down the inside left channel, but Szoboszlai couldn't get there. Rudiger comfortably there first, and it's headed back towards Rudiger, and he'll just guide it down for Manuel Neuer. So 17 appearances now at European Championships for Manuel Neuer, equaling the great Gianluigi Buffon of Italy. And the ball's back on halfway with Tony Kroos, who was exemplary against Scotland, having come out of retirement for these championships. Musiala tries to feed the ball up to Havertz at the edge of the area, but it's get away by Hungary, and then two players go to ground. One of them was Shalai, the other was Kroos. In fact, it wasn't Kroos, it was Kimmich, but the referee, Danny McKaylee from Holland, said no foul on either player. Hungary win it back. Naj takes it out to the right-hand side and Boller. Then it's a little cushioned header down from Varga, but Naj couldn't pick up the loose ball, and instead Germany have it back. 7 gone on TalkSport here in Stuttgart. It's 0-0 between Germany and Hungary. Darren Bent.
Really opening